This episode of Chewing the Fat is brought to you by the Secret Hub Studios in conjunction with netchannel2.com.
Good evening, everyone. Chewing the Fat, episode 23, back for another week. And again, we got Glenn. I'm talking really fast because here he is now.
Hello, 23. Woo, we're on speed. Woo. What doing, Eric?
Oh, look, it's all good, mate. It's been a sort of busy week, not busy week. Maybe I'm just lazy. What about you? What's been happening?
Yeah, not much. It's just been a bit of rain up here this week. It's just a bit sunny today, a bit hot today, but back to rain tonight. Lawn is green. The lawn is as green as I've ever seen it.
Yes,
And
same here.
yeah, long.
Unfortunately, with the rain, the plants in the garden looks great, but the weeds are looking good too.
Yes, yeah. There's a few weeds around, I suppose. Look, there's a bit of mold around. There's there's stuff going on everywhere.
Yeah, it's not good.
Just needs to dry out. We're still a bit wet.
Now, I know we don't have to speak about this on air. We had a conversation last week about some plans that you might have going forward. You don't have to be specific. Have you had any more thoughts about that?
Yes, they're probably going ahead sometime this year.
Right, very good. No clear indication when that may be?
No, not yet, but maybe sometime. I can say I'm having a career break.
Right.
But from my work.
From your
current. From my paid work.
Yeah, from your paid work.
So I saved up my bickies. I'm gonna have a bit of time off and see what that tells me I need to do.
Now you're not gonna by any chance start selling Apple TVs called iPad 6, are you?
Oh, that was my old business.
All right. So your name's not
down last night.
Your name's not really Glenn Goodman.
It's Ashida Feed.
I didn't know you were from Hong Kong.
No, I'm Ashfield.
Oh
dear. So you might as well tell everyone what the hell we're talking about.
Oh no, that's up to you. You can.
No, I mean about the Apple TV business.
Oh, the Apple TV. Look, that we just Aussie Tech Head episode 275. Go and listen to it. We were talking about the two gentlemen that were caught selling devices with Apple insignias on it, USB stick, and he was calling it the Apple TV or the iPad 6. And it was basically a satellite decoding instrument that were pirating satellite signals from all over the world and selling it without a license illegally to unsuspecting and or stupid customers.
I don't know about unsuspecting.
Yeah.
But apparently the turnover there, this guy was getting was like 70 million. And I mean, you wouldn't want to be drawing attention to yourself, would you? Like if you're turning over 70 million a year in pirate pay TV,
I bet you he hasn't lodged tax returns either.
Probably not. But surely wouldn't you have expected that one day an undercover tax agent or an undercover copper or someone is going to come in just to buy it off you?
Oh,
you have to expect that.
Yeah,
$70 million a year.
Going, hey, mate, hook me up with your, you're under arrest, one hung low.
Yeah. So what is he doing? It was $50 or something a month. Is that what he was doing?
Up to $90 a month, which Foxtel would be cheaper.
So even if he was $90 a month, let me work this out. Well, you're probably better at working stuff out quickly than me. But if he was $90 a month, how many people? So that's how much a year? That's 900. That'd be 1,080. Is that right? A year?
No.
90
times
12.
1,080, correct.
Yeah, so $1,080 a year per person.
Per person, 70 million.
Now,
let's do the maths.
70 million.
Divided by 1,080.
Divided by?
Ripped off 65,000 people.
Now, wouldn't you think that one of those people, just one, would have thought, this isn't right?
Oh, hang on. No, not only that, but it's the $500 for the set-top box too. Right, so it's 1,580 in the first year. And then 1,000. So in the first year, you'll get, I'll tell you. Oops, sorry. 1,580 divided by 70 million. Sorry about the mathematics. It's freaking me out. It's not working. Okay.
Calculator's busted. It's a soulless calculator.
It's Julia Gillard's fault.
It's NBN ready.
That's right, it's NBN ready. It's still a lot of people. It's 44,000 people, if I got my maths right.
You know, they shouldn't be saying that they shouldn't be making NBN ready devices. That's the wrong terminology.
NBN's not ready.
That should be NBN waiting device.
It should be NBN ready when government gets off its ass device.
That should be NB when.
NB when, exactly. But you know what I think? When you think about that,
when BN. What?
When you think about this thing, 44,000 customers, maybe the people that arrested them are exaggerating? Just it's a good line, it's a good headline. $70 million. The guy's probably making $7 million. Still a lot of money. Still illegal.
Maybe the 70 million was the global.
Globally 44,000 people. I could believe that.
Yeah, but it does sound like it's a bit ridiculous. Like, but yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just it's insane. It's insane. I don't know how why would you think you'd get away with it? Like,
I don't know. But you know what? You know who might not get away with something?
Who?
Mr. Craig Thompson.
Well, how's he going? Is it heating up on him, or what's going on? It's taking its time.
It's taking its time because there's been some delays, according to this story. Government accused of interfering in Thompson investigation. The Gillard government is facing new claims of interfering with the investigation into Craig Thompson's credit card misuse. 7 News reports. New documents show a Labor minister advisor contacted Fair Work Australia discussing the 7 News report, revealing exclusive details into the Thompson affair. This is the first report they did last August.
Yeah.
And at the time, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I've got the story here, the 7 News grab. So let's just watch this for a minute.
The Gillard government is facing new claims of interfering with the investigation into backbencher Craig Thompson. Damaging new documents show a ministerial advisor contacted Fair Work Australia after a 7 News report revealed exclusive details of the affair.
Julia Gillard out today putting some flesh on the bone.
Listen to this
her
joke.
Skills package.
Our friend here is not looking all that well to me.
As more skeletons emerged from backbencher Craig Thompson's closet. Health Union President Kathy Jackson joined opposition leader Tony Abbott, suggesting the government was interfering in Fair Work Australia's investigation into Mr Thompson's union credit cards.
If anybody has evidence of interference, they should bring that forward, rather than this sort of speculation.
This might be some. An email trail released on Fair Work's website between Rhys Davies, advisor to then Workplace Relations Minister Chris Evans, and Fair Work's Communications Manager Judy Hughes. On August 18 last year, the night 7 News revealed new allegations against Mr Thompson.
He's being accused of lying to Fair Work Australia.
Mr Davies asked, is this correct or are they making it up? Ms Hughes sent him a Fair Work Australia statement aimed at killing the story. It didn't deny Mr Thompson was being investigated for lying, but said there was no fresh investigation. Mr Davies, seen here playing rugby with Mr Thompson, replied, "Thanks, that's awesome. Should minimise any run it gets in the morning."
Well, obviously these emails showed collusion between the government and Fair Work Australia.
Minister Chris Evans had assured the Senate just the day before the email exchange that throughout the Craig Thompson investigation, his office had remained strictly at arm's length.
They don't consult with the Minister about those investigations.
So they've got a lot of explaining to do.
A government spokesman said it was appropriate for advisors to seek information from agencies on stories that might become issues for their minister.
And political editor Mark Riley joins us live. Mark, has the government crossed the line here?
Well, Chris, the opposition says it has, but the lines are pretty blurry in these sort of matters. And what is clear is that the Minister's office was working very closely with Fair Work Australia, managing media issues arising from the Thompson inquiry. What the opposition wants now is for all communications between the government and Fair Work Australia released, so we can see whether that level of cooperation extended to interference. Chris?
All right, thanks, Mark. Mark Riley joining us live from Canberra.
I think all you've got to do, if you want an insight into what's happening,
yes,
is if you want an insight into how the government can say there's been no interference, they're not aware of any interference, but there is. If you want an insight to the workings of the government, you just go down to your local DVD shop and you hire out a series called Yes Minister.
Yes.
And
you know what? It's actually worse than that. That's the shocking thing about it. This government is worse than Yes Minister.
But it's right, isn't it? Because whenever there was a scandal, Humphrey would cover it up without the minister even knowing about it.
That's right.
Or nod, wink, wink.
Yeah, he'll discuss it, but then he'll say we never discussed it.
Yeah, or they'll but there's a lot of way they can twist the words to I'll tell you it's a joke. So they're only holding on to this guy because of his vote in the parliament. If they lose him, well they've shored up their side by getting the speaker back on their side, haven't they?
That's why they've done it, because I think they suspected that eventually this was going to come out and it was going to be sooner rather than later. And they've got Slippery Pete on board, Peter Slipper. God, what a name! God, it's like your butcher called Greg Butcher or your accountant called Barry Prophet. That's ridiculous. It's just how Slippery Pete. How apt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's wrong.
And I think that's what they've done. Yeah. And look, this is going. You got to listen to Alan Jones tomorrow or John Laws, because they're going to muckrake this bloke, and I can't wait. And I still reckon there's going to be an election soon. And
was that story that you've just played on tonight, was it?
That was on last night. Not Wednesday night, yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon there's still going to be an election, and it's going to be very soon.
We get your Christmas one.
Well, forget your Christmas one, but I won't be far off. Easter. Well, I don't know. How do the Australian public feel about, especially the Queenslanders? They're going to go to an election in March 24, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
And then what if the federal government then called an election straight after that one? See, the government's gone either way.
One in between.
That's right, because think of it this way. Labor's going to lose the Queensland election. If they don't, everyone in Queensland should be shot, because there's no way she should be voted back in.
Yeah, no way.
So assuming she's going to lose,
it's not just the state election. This is our calendar. The state elections, 24th of March.
Yes.
Come mid-April, end of April, we got local council elections.
Oh, good God.
Then probably another month away, then we possibly could have a federal election.
Well, it's happened before when we've been a little bit election worn out, electioned out and everything. But the thing is, the timing of this is going to be crucial for Mrs. Orangutan, because it doesn't matter when she goes to the polls, she's going to get a thumping. It's just a matter of, if I go now, I get less of a thumping. If I go some other time, I get more of a thumping. So when do I go?
Yeah, and you got Albanese saying that Rudd's never coming back. Oh no, Crean, wasn't it?
Crean. Yeah, because he wants the job. That's why.
Yeah. He knows.
No, he's not coming back. Well, I've already spoken to him, and I've told him to pull his head in. You're not a team player, blah blah blah. But that's really saying is, back off, buddy. I want the job.
If he's not a team player, what's he doing on the front bench?
Yes, exactly. Foreign minister. Hello. Yes, minister.
Yeah, they reckon that's what someone one of the journalists they come out today and they said that's what Ruddy does when he wants to go overseas. He drops a leadership bombshell and says, "Can I go overseas?" He goes, "Yes, get out of here."
Get out of here. Exactly. That's the best way. He goes, "Oh, I haven't been to Switzerland for a while. I think I'll drop a bombshell."
And then she'll be only happy to send me. Only too happy to send me.
Right.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, go. Just go. Just take whatever you want. Take the kids, take the family, take the house, take the dog. I don't care. Just don't stab me in the back.
I'll tell you a man that could get to the bottom of everything.
Who's that?
And he is a man who's coming back to TV. He's 70 years old.
Oh, hang on. Let me think. All right, continue the hints.
A journalist, a veteran.
Oh, Mike Willisey.
Yes.
I want him to interview Julia Gillard. He will nail her, metaphorically, to the floor.
So he's coming back. Yeah. Veteran newsman Mike Willisey is making an unexpected return to television. Now, he was the former host for Current Affair, the famous interview, I suppose, with John Hewson, which probably was the interview that actually ended his chances at that election.
Yes, I want that same interview, that same privilege given to Julia Gillard.
So guess how old he is?
69. 70.
Yeah, 70 years
old. I saw a picture of him in the paper. He doesn't look 70 at all.
No, not really.
He looks good.
He still looks pretty fit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he's coming back because he's not happy with the wishy-washy journalism of what's going on today. He wants to get his teeth into some big stories.
Yes.
And show the journalists out there today how it's done.
I agree.
It's done properly.
I agree. Here, because the journalism standards, and you just got to read the paper. They can't even spell, for God's sake.
I know. That means they can't even push a button for spell checker.
No, I know F7, idiot.
Yeah. So he's coming back to Sunday nights on Channel 7.
Good. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Yes,
Now,
I heard him on the radio this morning. He was talking to the big JL about his comeback.
Lawsy.
Apparently they're good mates.
Are they really?
Mm.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you know, here's one for you. Did you know, I think I'm right in saying this, that Mike Willesee was one of the first owners of the Today FM?
Oh, I don't know.
He was. Don't know. You can look it up. He sold his stake for $100 million.
But remember when he was on A Current Affair and he was drunk?
I remember that, yes.
That was pretty funny. I remember watching that and I'm going, geez, he's a bit happy tonight.
I think he retired soon after that, didn't he?
I think he might have, but who cares? He just still did a good job. It was funny.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
He was laughing at the people.
Yeah, it was probably because he had to interview some toss bag that he didn't want to interview, so he probably had a few, what do you call it, Dutch courage starters, and he went a bit too far.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know, what would have led up to that? Probably a lunch with John and Graham and Paul.
Graham Kennedy. How funny was he?
Yeah. Oh, legend.
Oh,
legend.
God, he was funny.
Legend.
You know who is not a legend?
Who isn't?
Who isn't a legend? I have a story here that will make you sick because this person, I was going to be insulting there. This person stole, and I'll play the video in a minute, a shirt that Djokovic, who won the Australian Open, threw into the crowd. Everyone's seen this story in the paper. He threw it. He aimed it. You'll see the video. He was throwing it to a specific person, a young girl.
Yep.
And a woman in front of her stuck her hand out and grabbed it from in front of her and didn't give it back. And there's been a massive outcry about this shirt. And she's denied that she did steal it, and saying, "Oh no, it was directed at me," and all this crap. Anyway, let's just I'll let you watch this and
have a peek.
Let's have a peek, and I'll pause it in parts and rewind it if necessary.
It's only going to get harder.
But it could have gone either way right at the end, couldn't it? And I'm wondering
Here we go.
does that make
Ready?
it
Watch.
slightly easier to bow?
Right there. He's right to that woman there. Watch this.
Does it actually just make the sky?
Whoa!
I think Nadal is going to...
Let's play that again. He's tossing the...
To bow, or does it actually just make the scarring?
Oh, come on.
Just make the... To bow, or does it actually just make the...
Come on, lady. That wasn't your shirt. Look at this.
Or does it actually just make the scarring even?
What do you think?
Oh, that wasn't directed at her.
No, and she took it right. She was two or three people in front of that young girl.
Yeah, that's not directed at her.
So
why would it be throwing it at that anyway?
What's that? Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't fit her for a start.
She stretched the neck out.
Yeah, bloody big head. Let's watch it again.
That wasn't directed at her.
Wasn't the young girl bang straight in front of her. Look at her.
I think Nadal is...
If you go to Wikipedia and look for the definition of frickin' bitch, it'll have that woman's picture on it.
Yeah. That's not. I can only see it in a small window, so I can't really see I can see what's happened, but how old was the girl that lost
16.
it? Oh, 15?
Yeah, 15 or 16, and she's a big tennis fan, and she's a big Djokovic fan. 14, actually. Melissa Cook.
Just that woman should just ring up Channel 7 or something and say, here's the shirt. Can you just get that girl to contact you guys, here's the shirt, give it back to her, please.
But she's not going to do that. What Djokovic should do, and Djokovic probably doesn't even know about this, and if he did, he'd probably say, you know what, I'm going to sign a shirt and put it in a nice little package for her, and then that'll sucked into that fat cow that bloody stole it.
Yeah, that's right. If someone should give him a whisper in the ear, give him the heads up.
Her name is Yale Rothschild, said the shirt was hers and was never intended to go to the 14-year-old fan Melissa Cook, who yesterday appealed for the tops saying Djokovic meant to throw it at her. Melissa claimed the woman sitting along from her had snatched it, an allegation Miss Rothschild has denied. Such is life. I'm not sure how you can snatch it out of the hand of someone sitting 3 seats away from you with a barrier between the seating, she said. She's a cow. I hate her. Go away, you fat bitch. Yeah. Piss off.
Go and do something useful,
Yeah,
like
do something
drown.
useful, like go and get a free Wi-Fi at Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, she's probably already had a few free Wi-Fi. She's already got 100 hours up.
I think that's the problem. Too many Wi-Fis from Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah, but that's not very good. That's not very good at all. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I'm getting some comments from a chat room here. If you looked up beep, you would get the something on The Biggest Loser. This is from the chat room. All right, enough of that. Very funny. It's very funny.
Hey, someone must have changed Wikipedia, have they? That's what. So you might. I think if you looked up, what did you call her? You must idiot or something. You called her. Must be if you looked up idiot, you would get the bull.
Oh, right. Okay. If you look at you, get okay. Well, maybe we should. You know what? Maybe someone should create a Wikipedia entry with like a description, an adjective describing her behaviour, saying stealing fat, hungry Jack eating cow, and then the description, and then her picture.
Yeah, that'll give her.
That'll get her.
Oh, biatch.
Yeah, so much name and shame. Name and shame.
Yeah, let's look up Wikipedia. We've got to look up biatch.
Biatch. Her name on it? Name and shame. Yale Rothschild. I don't know where you're from, where you came from, where you've been, but wherever it is, go back there and don't come back out. You're not a very nice person.
Okay, here we go. Looking it up. Oh no, I must be on the wrong one.
Isn't that the new
what are
Ford,
you talking about?
The new Ford Biatch.
Anyway, what else we got going?
What else we got? Well, speaking of free Wi-Fi at Hungry Jack's and all things technology, during the week I came across on a news website a story from 1987 of the release or introduction of the mobile phone in Australia in 1987.
Wow!
Very interesting. Wow. It's a video. It's a news story. Now, the lady or the girl that's reading the news story, she looks familiar, but and obviously I think she's still on the news now, but I for the life of me I can't think of her name because she's obviously changed. Because she's obviously changed since then. This is 1987. It's nearly 30 years ago. I don't know. Could be Sandra Sully. I'm not sure, or who it is. But I'll play this. I'll play this now.
Well, if you can afford a new car, you might also be able to afford the latest gimmick for it. Those once fashionable car phones are now out. What will be in from today is a cellular mobile phone.
Say what you like about the new invention, cellular phones do bring people together. That's Telecom Chief Mel Ward using one to pat himself on the back. He's talking to Communication Minister Michael Duffy in Canberra.
Yes, I am, Minister. I'm talking on a walkabout system.
Not content with that, he went on to Earbash Grunt Kenny training on the harbour.
That's right, I get a lot more training done that way.
Okay, well, thanks very much. And,
not the most stable phone call, but very audible. Once he got the hang of the cordless wonder, there was no stopping the man. He went on to phone a Manly ferry skipper and a skydiver. But it was an incoming call from opera star Gregory Urisic which stole the show.
Long life to you, long life to you, long life to you, Telecom.
Great communications, but at what cost? That's where the scientific theory of relativity comes into play. $4,000 to $6,000 plus your annual rental, for many, that's relatively expensive. Not so, says Telecom. Surprisingly, the marketing thrust is aimed at small, not big business.
In fact, it's great value for money, and I know that small business is going to find this is a great productivity tool.
The phone comes in pocket, car and portable models, made by a variety of manufacturers. And when Telecom's $50 million backup net is complete, the system, just like product launch, will have virtually no limitations. Alan Solly, Eyewitness News.
How's that, eh?
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, so the lounge is telling us that might have been Tracy Grimshaw.
Could have been, but she's had, if that's the case, she's had a lot of bloody plastic surgery since then because it looks nothing like her.
Can you take it back and give us a look at her again?
Yeah, I'll give you a look at her again. Let's just have a quick geezer at her.
have a look at a little. I can't believe it.
And that's Grant Kenny with hair.
I'll have to. Ooh.
Mark Subo.
Geez, I don't know. The lounge might be onto it.
What's that?
Do you reckon that is her?
No. You reckon that's her?
Oh, just a guess. Yeah, I don't know if it is. Don't know.
She looks familiar, right?
She does. It might look a bit like Lorraine Bailey, but it's not her. Same hairdo. That might be who you get mixed up with.
I remember Mel Ward.
Who?
Mel Ward. The Telstra. It used to be called Telecom, remember? Not Telstra.
Yes, that's right. Yep. Yeah, I don't know who that woman is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows, email Erik, E-R-I-K, @netchannel2.com or Glenn @aussietechheads.com.au. I'd love to know who that is.
She does look like Elaine from Seinfeld.
Well, the hairstyles are similar. Look at they've got the shoulder pads. Check out the fashion. Got the shoulder. That is Elaine. Elaine was telling the news in Channel 10.
Yep. Before all you'd have to do is look up Channel 10 newsreaders. How do you know it's Channel 10?
Sure, because I said at the end, Channel 10 News.
Okay. Well, look up Channel 10 newsreaders. 1987 Channel 10 newsreader.
Go on.
There we go. You go and do your story, and I'll have a look.
All right. Let me just turn down my aircon because it's freaking hot in here.
You got the heater on?
It's freezing, mate. It's just,
I've got the cool on.
This is well, this is the ridiculous weather that we're having.
Yeah.
It's bloody freezing.
What happened to the global warming?
What global warming? It's pissing down.
Yeah,
rain.
exactly.
Carbon taxing the air we breathe.
Yeah, but it's not happening. There's no global warming.
No, none at all. None at all. So anyway, that's interesting. So what else have we got? What else have you got on?
It's not Jana Vent.
No. Jana Vent never worked for Channel 10.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't. ABC and Channel 9.
And Channel 10.
It's true. Are you sure about that?
I'm going to send you a link if you don't believe me.
Oh, please do. What link is that?
Just wait there while I get it for you, because I'm sure it's going to be on the YouTube.
This is good. This is good. This is a good podcast. This one, all the awkward pauses. I love it.
Well, you go into another story.
All right.
And then I'll.
The managing director of the Star Casino, Sid Vaikunta, nice name, has been sacked. The chief executive of Echo Entertainment Group, Larry Mullen, said in a statement to the Australian Securities Exchange Commission that Mr. Vagunta's employment has ended after his behaviour in a work setting. It is understood. It is understood the statement refers to one or more incidents of sexual harassment in the workplace. So, anyone know more about that? Give us a bell. Now, what have you just sent me? YouTube. What have you sent me here? Yarn event.
How are we, Sam? We all right? Recording? Okay. Good afternoon, Yarn event with the latest from the Eyewitness Newsran.
Very attractive girl, what's she?
Here's another one. Here's a promo she did for Channel 10. Oh, it's all coming out now.
Oh, God, it's all happening now. Everyone's just putting their bits and pieces.
Once in a while, you find a couple of people who just naturally work well together.
Too bad I don't have that on video.
Like David Johnston and Jana Vent. What each can do well alone works even better when they're together. A natural sort of communication you just don't find every day.
Good evening, I'm David Johnston.
And I'm Jana Vent.
Another chapter today.
David Johnston and Jana Vent, the news people who are the talk of Melbourne. Natural.
Well, that's pretty cheesy. I didn't know they had those cheesy ads back then.
The 80s was full of cheese. Milk and cheese.
Milk and cheese. Oh, that's pretty funny. Well, I don't
know who that other bird was, but anyway, we'll see if we can move on.
Look at that. Anyone? Quick. Who is it?
Don't know.
Who is
that? We're gonna move on.
No idea who it is. Okay. Move on. What do you got for me?
Oh, look, I've got. What have I got? A bloke has been arrested because he's had a rocket launcher in his shed.
Good for him.
Yeah, now, you should be arrested if you have a rocket launcher. Where would you get a rocket launcher? Seriously.
Good question. Where was the shed?
Pardon?
Where was the shed? Does he name a suburb?
Where was he? Adelaide.
Okay. Was he of a particular nationality?
Sergei Zabroshenko.
Russian.
Lakemba. 28. They admitted the charges of not having a license or registration for the firearm after police found it hanging above a door in a shed. So anyway, why were the police called there? That's the thing. That's the ticket.
Someone's dobbed him in.
Oh, Julia's urged Westpac to stop the job cut.
Oh,
yep, that'll work.
Why do politicians feel the need to interfere if Westpac needs to cut jobs? Whether I agree with it or not is not the point. It's they have a reason for it. And what you know what got me a few weeks ago, or no, 2 weeks ago, Wayne Swan piped up and was basically threatening in a non-threatening way, that's saying that the Reserve Bank better drop interest rates on Tuesday, first Tuesday in February. You know? It's like, hang on a minute. The whole point, the reason that the Reserve Bank was split from government was so that they could be independent.
Independent, that's right, yeah.
And now he's interfering. This is, look, don't get me started. My blood pressure's going to go up.
Okay, what about Qantas has announced carbon tax surcharge?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's another one.
Yeah, that's another one. And, oh dear, and you wonder why.
It's welfare cuts fail to boost school attendance. Yeah, it's all doom and gloom, isn't it?
It's all good stuff, Alan and John.
Oh, what's this one here? Angelo Dundee.
Yeah, he died.
Best known for 2 decades as he spent as boxer Muhammad Ali's trainer, has died at the age of 90.
Yes.
Not a bad innings.
It's good innings.
Yeah, not a bad. He'd probably had a few punches in the head, so he went all right for 90.
Probably didn't feel it for the last 20.
No, that's probably right.
All right, here we go. Gillard's hold. Labor MPs nervous, says Minister. Ooh, who spilled the beans? This is, I never saw this earlier. Labor frontbencher. Ooh, Mr. Stephen Conroy. I think Conroy's thinking, you know what? I'm going to get booted out soon, so I've got to start making friends elsewhere. Has confirmed, Labor frontbencher Stephen Conroy has confirmed Labor MPs are nervous as senior government ministers rallied for the third day around the Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, who is reported to be losing her grasp on the leadership. Oh, well, who didn't know that?
Isn't that a that'd be a good question for blankety blanks? Yes. Julia Gillard. Read that again.
Labor frontbencher Stephen Conroy has confirmed Labor MPs are nervous as senior government ministers rallied for the third day around the Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, who is reported to be losing her grasp on the leadership.
Okay, Julia Gillard reported to losing her grasp on blank. And you can put anything in there.
Yeah,
reality.
Reality. Hey, who's been speaking of reality, you know who's been out of the news for a while? Her beau, her spouse, her boyfriend, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, they've kept him in the cupboard.
They've kept him in the... They've just said, look, here's some L'Oreal hair products, just go away.
Yeah. Yeah, go and do something on your... He got a job, didn't he? He's some sort of job for the government, doing something.
No, he was appointed as a consultant to a developer who happens to have links to the Labor government, allegedly. Won't say any more. And he's getting paid handsomely to do nothing and unqualified to do anything other than stand around like a knobhead.
Yeah, well, Labor's always been jobs for the boys. Anna Bligh, Department of Spin, has forgot to mention, well, it's out now. This is a oldish sort of story, I suppose. But her partner, husband, whatever going on these days, he's got a pretty lucrative job with the government as well.
Has he really?
He has.
He has.
I'm just trying to find out what he
Deputy
actually
Premier?
does. Hey?
Deputy Premier is he?
Anna Bligh's husband, Greg Withers, being awarded a top-paying job in the government's climate change office.
Oh, give me a break.
There you go.
What's his qualifications for that?
Well, it's a husband.
Yeah, but other than that, What's his qualification? Nothing. I bet you it's absolutely nothing.
$210,000 plus jobs.
Yeah, plus. It'd be perks and flights and cars and phones,
Yeah.
education bills paid for. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. I think you and I should run, get elected, and then just sack every stinking commie under the bed we can find.
You need to, I don't know. It's just all. It's not. The whole system is not right.
It's
the
shocking.
Whole system needs changing.
It's just collapsing around us.
And what about the thing that through the week the riots, the thing that caused the riots, the Aboriginal 10 embassy?
Oh yes, yeah, that was a joke. That was a setup, massive setup.
And then what? A couple of days later, was it someone that pitched a tent in Martin Place, got hoifed out by the police in like 2 hours or something?
Yeah.
So you get hoiked out of Martin Place, and you go and set up a tent on the old Parliament House lawn, and you're allowed to stay there for 40 years.
That tent's been there for 40 years, and look, I would have left them there because they're harmless. They're just trying to make a statement. They were very peaceful for 40 years.
But they're living there.
Yeah, that's okay. Leave them alone.
It's a whole compound.
Yeah, that's all right. But they're peaceful. They don't do anything. And the only time they went feral is when, Labor government ministers and lackeys and advisors started whispering in their ear about these untrue things that supposedly Tony Abbott was saying, which he never said, and it riled them up.
What do they do in the winter? They're living in tents in Canberra.
Oh, I don't know. I'd be bloody cold, wouldn't it?
I reckon.
Bloody cold.
I reckon.
But you know that speaking of people who actually do work for a living and who contribute something to society, Gina Reinhardt. We've all heard of Gina Reinhardt. She is now the richest woman in Asia.
Wow.
Yep. And she's now the second richest woman in the world.
And first would be?
First would be the heir to the Walmart chain.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought the Queen was up there.
No, the Queen's worth bugger all.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ. James Packer's got more money than the Queen.
No.
Yeah, she's only worth about $3 billion.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Where's the rest of it go?
Oh, to all the fucking sponges. All the bloody kids and grandkids who've never worked a frickin' day in their life. That's where all the money's gone. Fucking idiots.
When do you reckon Charlie's going to take over?
Oh, he's not. He'll be dead. It'll go straight to William, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon it will too. But what's the protocol there? Like, if Charles is still alive,
he has to abdicate. He has to actually give it up.
Yeah, right.
Look, if the Queen dies, he's first in line.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to give it up.
So even if he's old and decrepit, he would still become the king if he didn't want to give it up.
Yes, he would. But you just put something in his food and then he's gone, and then you're king.
Oh yeah, I suppose. How do you reckon that's going to go when Will's the king? Because he's only a young bloke. He's what, 20-something now?
30, probably no more than 30, 31 maybe. But
yeah,
what do they really do?
Well,
the only thing that I think young William will do is add a bit of relevance to the monarchy, make them relevant again.
But maybe it's not what he can do. It's maybe what he won't do.
Well, he won't be a dickhead.
So, because it's obviously a very powerful position.
Well, isn't it largely ceremonial? But, yeah, they do have some pull. At the end of the day, the Queen still has the last say. The Queen can sack the Prime Minister.
Yes. So now, obviously the Queen gets advice, and she's got her advisors.
She gets advice from constitutional, very high-powered, very well-qualified, and very expensive constitutional lawyers.
So along comes Will, a bit, green behind the ears.
Yep. He would be surrounded by her same advisors. Indeed, I agree.
And would he be a bit more malleable than what the Queen would be in? You're saying, can the government in power or the politicians around him, or the advisors, they form their own opinion on something which may not be the absolute correct opinion for the time, and they advise him in an incorrect way?
I think generally these advisors are pretty independent because they don't hold any office. So there's really nothing in it for them other than they just get paid whatever their hourly rate is. They get contracted, I'll pay you X amount per year to advise, but they're not going to, they don't have to answer to an electorate or voters and things like that. No, I think that makes them fairly independent because
the Queen was in her 20s when she was
early 20s, when the dad died, she was very young.
Yeah, because you'd be the same. You would have known another Queen or another monarch.
I have not known another monarch. No, she was in 1957.
Yeah,
well before I was born.
When were you born? 57.
No, I said well before I was born.
Oh right, yeah.
I was born in I was born in 1923.
She was?
No.
You were?
Yeah, that's it. Me. I look pretty good, don't I?
You're not too bad. You got to come through the time machine.
Yeah, that's right. Go through the TARDIS.
So she's been in for a while. So that'll be a big change.
Oh, it'll be a big deal when it happens. Oh, let's make a prediction here and now on the show, shall we? That Charlie, if he doesn't, the Queen's going to live a long time. Her mother lived a long time. I think she was 98 or something.
Yeah,
when her mother died. So what's she now? 80, 85, the Queen?
Yeah, she'd be up there.
So she's got at least another 10 years. Charlie will be, Charlie would be 60. How old is he now? If she's 85, he'll be at least 60 by then, in 10 years. Is he only 55, Charlie?
No, he looks bloody 85.
Well, his wife does, the racehorse. But now, how old would he be? Think about it. If he's 60, the Queen would have to be 85. Let's assume she had a kid at 25. He's the oldest. Now, if he's 70, the Queen would have to be 95. I mean, she's not 95. Unless she had him at 20. Let's assume she had him at 20. She was very young.
He was born in 1948. He's 63.
There you go. So how old's the Queen then? She'd be 85. She's 22, yeah. When she was 22, she had him. That sounds right.
Yeah, okay.
So 85. So he's 63. Now, in 10 years when the Queen...
She's 85.
Right. If she's 85 now, in 10 years she'll be 95. Charlie will be 73. He's going to be too old. William's only going to be 40. Just hand it over. Don't worry about it. You just go and play with your racehorse and everything will be fine.
Do you think that it's the Queen doesn't have enough faith in Charles, or
without
she
a doubt.
just loves the job?
No, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah,
I think Prince Philip's told her, "Oh, Bunky, don't give him the job. He's a complete fool."
So you think that she doesn't have the confidence?
I don't think so. He's a complete... Well, what's he done? Really?
Yeah, well, what
done?
can he do? What does he do?
I don't know. He talks to his plants, apparently. He says it helps them grow. Plays classical music to them.
Yeah.
So,
let's look at this one here. In 1947, she married Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, with whom she has 4 children, Charles, Anne, Andrew, and Edward. In 1992, which Elizabeth termed anus horribilis.
Horribilis.
Charles and Andrew separated from their wives and divorced, and a severe fire destroyed. What about that body that they found in the grounds?
Yeah, what's that about, eh?
Yeah, a young girl.
Did I know how long? Did any reports come out on how long it's been there?
A little while, from what I thought. From
little
what
while
I
meaning
remember.
a few months or a few years?
Don't know, months. I thought. I'm not sure.
Because that's a bit odd. Because those grounds are fairly well secured. So if someone's died on grounds, does that mean that it's a staff member that's...
Yeah, well, inside job.
You know? Someone... Is there a murder investigation?
Well, I'd suppose there would have been.
Or is it on the hush-hush because, it's the royal family and they're all a pack of nutters who are capable of anything?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You do know that Jack the Ripper, they never found Jack the Ripper, and you do know that they suspect that it was one of the royal family.
Yeah.
So, what, in the 1800s, a couple of hundred years ago, so anything is possible with that royal family.
Yes. Well, yeah, there's been a lot of sort of, through the ages, there's been a lot of...
Oh, always. Because they're golden. They're above the law. Who's going to put away...
If Charles was found to have killed someone?
Well, number one, they'll never find it, I don't think. they'll never convict because that would bring down the monarchy, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Queen would have a heart attack. Charlie would be in jail. William would take over, and they'd think he was as crazy as the old man, and the monarchy would be in a complete mess.
Police investigating the death of a teenager whose body was found on the Queen's Sandringham estate have confirmed that she's 17-year-old from Latvia.
Oh, so it's, yeah, right.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah.
There you go.
It just
Anyway.
goes on, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
I've got Jana Vent on my screen here too. Gee, she's got an attractive girl back then. Extremely attractive, and she's got a nice purple top on. Very shapely.
She's probably not too bad now.
Oh, she's good now. My dad used to love watching 60 Minutes because of her.
Yeah.
When 60 Minutes first came out, he used to just sit down and tell everyone to shut up while he watched Jana.
Yeah, good old Jana.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Let's wrap it up, shall we?
All right, wrap her up.
Thank you, Mr. Humphreys, for a lovely show.
What do we got in the lounge? Live.thesecrethub.com as we record Thursday nights at around about 9:30.
9:30, 10 o'clock at the latest.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, there we go. PA's in the lounge. He's just confirming some birthdays of the Queen for us.
Yep. Thank you very much.
And he's got a riddle for us.
What's
I don't know. Do we want to know the answer?
Yes.
What's bigger than the crack of dawn?
PA, answer please.
So we just wait.
Jana's Vent.
This episode.
Boom, boom. And on that, good night, everyone.
Good night.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.